Once upon a time, there was a poor woodcutter and his wife who lived in a small cottage in the forest with their two children, Hansel and Gretel. The family was so poor that they could hardly afford to buy food, and so one day, the stepmother suggested that they take the children deep into the forest and leave them there to fend for themselves. Hansel overheard the stepmother's plan and came up with a clever idea. He filled his pockets with small white stones and left a trail behind them as they walked into the forest. When night fell and the parents left the children alone, Hansel and Gretel followed the trail of stones back to their home. The next day, the stepmother suggested the same plan again. But this time, Hansel didn't have any stones. So instead, he left a trail of breadcrumbs behind them. However, the birds in the forest ate the breadcrumbs, and the children got lost and couldn't find their way home. They wandered through the forest until they stumbled upon a strange house made of candy and cake. Hansel and Gretel were so hungry that they began to eat the house. But the owner of the house was a wicked witch who caught them and locked Hansel up in a cage to fatten him up for her dinner. Gretel was forced to do chores for the witch, but she eventually tricked the witch into getting too close to the oven, and pushed her in. Hansel and Gretel then escaped from the house and found their way back home, where they were welcomed back by their loving father. From that day on, the family lived happily ever after, and they learned the value of love, trust, and perseverance.